Why do we play video games? Is it to hang out with friends, to laugh, to cry, to conquer nearly insurmountable challenges? It's been 3 months and I still can't believe I'll be the final boss of Silksong. The games I played in 2025 reminded me of why I fell in love with the medium in the first place. Most of my favorites this year absolutely caught me by surprise. Not to mention I played a handful of incredible games from pre-2025 for the first time. Add a few old reliables. How am I still finding time for Overwatch in 2025? Satisfactory came to Xbox and completely enraptured me again for at least the fifth time. And what I'm trying to say is, my year in gaming did not disappoint. Little known fact about me, I really love ranking things, and I've been making top 10 games of the year lists for decades now. So this year, I decided to make a video about it. If you showed me this list last year, I probably would have been flabbergasted. But without further ado, my name's Aramir, and we're going to be counting down my top 10 games of 2025. As the heir to the Mount Holly estate, all Simon P. Jones has to do to secure his inheritance is reach the hidden 46th room of the mansion. With this task, given to Simon by his recently deceased great-uncle, Herbert S. Sinclair, is no simple request. The mansion must be painstakingly arranged, room by room, each and every day. This is Blueprints, one of the most innovative games I've ever played. Oh, Blueprints. I almost didn't include this on this list. I'm not sure there was a game I had a crazier love-hate relationship with this year. I love puzzles. I love puzzle games. I'm just not entirely convinced I'm any good at them. I still haven't beaten The Witness, and it took me a month to play and to realize the blueprints, pun in the title. Not ideal. The game starts out very strong. There are so many clues, so many seemingly random connections. I was taking physical notes like a madman trying to decipher what was going on. And it was a struggle at times. The RMG getting the right rooms at the right time could really be infuriating. But I grinded through, and I got to room 46. I felt like I really achieved something. Unfortunately, that was just the tip of the iceberg. It was at this point the game started making me angry. Very angry. The amount of RNG needed for the rooms to align just right, and then having to figure out such complex puzzles while I'm observing some very obtuse things wore me down. I had to stop playing. Luckily, I had a friend who was sadistic enough to press on and tell me about his discoveries, and hidden amongst all of it is a fascinating story with some incredible payoff. I just couldn't take it anymore. But with some time and space since I stopped playing, I can look back pretty fondly on Blueprints. It was such a thrill to decipher and so unique in its mechanics that I can't stay mad at it. I definitely think it earned a spot on this top 10.
Wake up, sleeper.
What does it mean to be human? Is it our minds, our bodies, our souls? If a machine has the memories of a human, does it deserve the chance to be free? To seek out a life for itself, unshackled by programming and expectations? These are the questions at the heart of Citizen Sleeper 2: Starward Vector, a sequel to one of my favorite indie games from 2022. You play as a sleeper, a robot with a human mind designed to perform tasks too dangerous for flesh and blood humans. Gaining sentience, you seek to break free from your captors and live a life free amongst the stars. Every day you roll your 5 dice and let luck decide your fate. An incredibly simple idea at its core, but it's executed near perfection by game developer Garrett Damian Martin. This is not reinventing the wheel, but an example of how meaningful iteration can nearly perfect a design. This go around, instead of being confined to a single space station, you're let loose on an entire solar system. And you can recruit crew members to help you on your journey. The clever twist this time is that if you fail too often, your dice can break, permanently stacking the odds against you. This makes each skill check feel so much more consequential than just comparing numbers on a screen. This matters. Failure can happen, but just like in real life, it's all part of the journey. And that is what makes this game magical. I'd hate to spoil anything more about Citizen Sleeper 2. I highly recommend you check it out for yourself. if you love stories that stick with you long after you finish playing. Check out the first game too while you're at it.
For those of you just joining us, the root trees are dead.
It's December 6th, 1998. Last night, a private jet carrying the president of the Root Tree Candy Corporation, Carl Roottree, crashes just north of Pittsburgh. Also on board are Carl's wife and 3 young daughters. There are no survivors. A stranger knocks on your door. Thanks to eccentricities of Carl's great-grandfather Elias, any blood relative is set to receive a share of the Roottree inheritance. As an expert in genealogies, it is up to you to decipher the tangled mess that is the Roottree family tree. Like Citizen Sleeper 2, The Root Trees Are Dead is another perfectly executed game. If you've ever spent time going down Wikipedia rabbit holes, this is the game for you. Being set in the late 90s, you have some technology at your disposal, but it is archaic by today's standards. Searching the web, browsing periodicals, examining evidence, it all blends so seamlessly together as you constantly find breadcrumb after breadcrumb and unravel the secrets and the scandals that make up the root trees. Just a delightful detective sleuthing experience from the comfort of your living room. With a playtime of less than 8 hours, I implore you to check it out for yourself.
You can't change how it ends.
The Ming Dynasty is on the verge of collapse. War rages in the land of Shu, and a mysterious infliction, named the Feathering, is turning the few remaining survivors into hideous monsters. One woman is determined to bring her sister back to life by any means necessary. What price would you be willing to pay to see a loved one again? This is the story of Wu Chong, Fallen Feathers. Like most Souls-likes, Wu Chong can be viciously unforgiving. The 4th major boss is one of the hardest skill checks I've ever experienced in a game like this. Beat my head against it for days, but like any good Souls-like, you find a way to persevere by changing tactics, by observing the boss patterns, or by getting good. Wu Chong did not get any easier from there, but I fell in love with the game. There are some remarkable boss fights that stand as some of the best in the genre, particularly the Reborn and Vermilion Feathers. It's rare that I ever feel the need to 100% a game, but I immediately beat the game 4 times in a row to see all the different endings and unlock everything. There's just something about a well-executed Souls-like that really engages me. It isn't a perfect game. There are some balance issues here and there and some patently unfair deaths, but few games have made me feel the sense of, holy crap, what did I just do, the way Wu Chong did. I rank it up in the upper echelon of Souls-likes, with games like Remnant 2, 9 Souls, and Lies of P.
Really? What?
In a world where mega corporations would do anything to make money, crush those lesser than them, steal creative ideas with no remorse, generate slop from any content to get their grubby hands on. Wait, this just sounds like our normal world. Enter Mio and Zoe in the completely made up reality of split fiction. As strangers who write sci-fi and fantasy stories, they are hoping to get to live out their ideas in The Machine, developed by the completely original, not based on anything in real life company, the Raider Corporation. After an incident merges their 2 experiences, Mio and Zoe must work together to escape from their stories and deal with their past traumas. Well, Hazel Studios has done it again. They are indisputably the king of the 2-player co-op experience. After their first 2 games, the prison escapee simulator A Way Out, and the dysfunctional relationship simulator It Takes Two, split fiction just might be Hazellight's best. The studio just has this ability to infuse such joy and fun into their games. Playing through split fiction with my buddy, I lost count of times we were absolutely lost at laughing. That being said, there is some serious subject matter covered, dealing with loss and fears and doubts, and yeah, at times it can be a little corny. But, to quote my wife's favorite movie, I like corny. I'm looking for corny in my life. So go grab a friend and check this out. You'll have a great time. And if you don't have any friends, go make one. You're pretty cool. What? I said it like corny. An unknown time after the events of Hollownest and the defeat of the Radiants, Hornet finds herself a captive in Farloom. Here lies another ruined kingdom, afflicted by the haunting of madness reanimating bodies through silk. Escaping from her captors, Hornet must complete the pilgrimage to the Citadel to find answers, and perhaps end the madness once and for all. Wow, 8 years later and it finally happened, the longly awaited, highly anticipated Hollow Knight Silksong. The original game is, in my opinion, a masterpiece. Does the sequel live up to its predecessor? No, it doesn't, but it's so frustratingly close. I'll start with the good. The characters, the art, the music, the vibe, for lack of a better word, is all immaculate. I was really sucked in by the story and how Hornet fit into this new world. And playing as her was really enjoyable. I think her faster move speed and fluidity in combat made for a really fun change of pace. And the crest customization was also utilized really well, allowing for different playstyles and approaches to combat and exploration. My main issue with Silksong is difficulty. Not in so much that the game is hard. I get it, some games are designed to make you struggle to achieve, and that is a formula that works really well, a lot of the time. But with Silksong, I just felt the game hated me. 2 massive damage for so many attacks, even for instant contact. I feel like I had to be beyond perfect to progress through so many areas. And that in turn made exploration more stressful and less fun. And a few boss fights were just a chore to grind through. However, with all that said, Silksong is still a great game. It is still the number 5 game for a year that was absolutely loaded with great games. When it was announced, I thought for sure it would be number 1 or 2 on my list this year. So I'm not mad at it, I'm just a little disappointed. But I hope Team Cherry keeps making amazing video games and they take all the time in the world they need because they can really create something special.
You gonna eat those Twinks?
That's not what they're... You know what? Help yourself.
Robert Robertson III, Mecha Man, a classic hero, scraping by till it all comes crashing down when his suit is destroyed by the supervillain Shroud. At his lowest, Robert is offered a job at the Superhero Dispatch Network, a dispatcher for the Z-Team, a group of mostly reformed ex-B-Team villains. In return for his service, a fixed Mecha Man suit. Robert has no choice but to accept. This is Dispatch, a choice-based narrative game from the ex-Telltale developers at Ad Hoc Studio. Oh man, this is the funniest game I have played in some time.
She temporarily blinded me! What you mean temporarily? Bitch, you blind forever!
It's taking a lot of restraint not to just edit together every funny scene from this game back to back.
What the fuck is this, Robert?
But at its core is so much heart. Robert is undoubtedly a hero, even without the suit, always, at least in my playthrough, trying to do the best that he can. I'm a sucker for story-based games. I absolutely adore the Telltale Walking Dead series. Dispatch really knocks it out of the park with its setting and its characters. I really came to love the Z-Team. Punch-Up, Flambe, Prism, Waterboy, Coop, Invisigal, Golem, Sonar, and Malevola. Just the greatest group of lovable jerks you could ask for. The voice acting is superb, and the music choices are pitch perfect. It would be easier for me to go on for a long time about how good this game is. I'm going to save it for a more detailed video soon. I want more time in this world so bad, I cannot wait for Season 2. In the Forbidden Lands, a white wraith is terrorizing the people. The Hunters Guild... Okay, I know I've been doing little blurs about the plot here, but it really couldn't be more consequential for Monster Hunter Wilds. You're a hunter, you got a little palico friend, Alma's the best handler, and some really annoying kid named Nada tries to kill the title monster with a rock. Stuff happens. All the story enables you to do is hunt cooler monsters, which, shockingly for a game titled Monster Hunter, is the entire point. At first, Wilds didn't draw me in like the previous two games in the series, World or Rise, did. But, as a recent surge in playtime reminded me, the core gameplay of hunting and collecting parts is so good and so addicting. Wilds streamlines the process in a way that no other game in the series has. At first, that made the game too easy, and took away some of the grind that Monster Hunter games are notorious for, but believe me, that fun gear grind still exists. Wilds enables you to complete one of the two main goals of any Monster Hunter game. Number 1, to figure out how to completely decimate every monster you face as fast as possible, and number 2, to look as damn good as you can while doing number 1. It really is a fashion simulator disguised as an action-adventure game. There is still a heck of a challenge, even over 100 hours in. I don't care how many times you fought Tempered Gormagala, it's always one swing away from absolutely ruining your day. Evade! Roll!
I believe in that.
Roll.
He's fine.
That time I couldn't roll enough. Not to mention the arch-tempered Apex monsters, Omega Planetes, and Gogmazios, all added in large updates since launch. Monster Hunter Wilds is the ultimate comfort food. I rarely turn down an opportunity to go hunting with friends. It is one of the greatest joys you can experience. And with a large expansion expected sometime this year, I know there will be plenty of monster hunting in my future.
Death to Kronos.
Death to Kronos.
Calamity befalls the House of Hades once again when Kronos, the Titan of Time, usurps the underworld, capturing Hades and Persephone, along with Prince Zagreus. Escaping to the crossroads is Hecate, with the newborn Princess Mlinoe in tow. Raised in the crossroads, she has one purpose: death to Kronos. But, even if she is successful, can time truly be stopped? Supergiant's first sequel proves that they are incapable of missing. It beggars belief that Hades 2 is every bit as good as the original. This time there are two paths, one down to Tartarus and Kronos, the other to Mount Olympus and Typhon, who is besieging the Olympians. And, just like her brother before her, Mlinoe will need to rely heavily on Olympic boons to achieve her tasks. The synergies and different builds capable from these boons really allow the combat to shine. Each run feels unique, and it's exciting to see how powerful you can become before the next boss fight comes. And as expected, the bosses are no pushovers. You will need all the help you can get. And the drip feed of plot and progress you get after each attempt, successful or not, really encourages a just one more run mentality. And oh crap, it's already 2 AM. One more run won't hurt. I don't think it's fair to either Hades 1 or 2 to pick a favorite. I love Mlinoe and Zagreus equally, and both games are so engrossing. I'd happily replay them at any time. This was my most anticipated game of 2025, and it exceeded my expectations. With how much I played the first game and how much I love the second, it must have taken something pretty special to be the game of the year ahead of Hades 2. And finally, my game of the year for 2025 goes to...
Even if we fail, we lay the trail for those who come after. We are Expedition 33.
Every year, since the city of Lumiere suffered from the calamity known as the Fracture, permanently separating it from the rest of the continent, a number gets painted on a large monolith in the distance by the mysterious painter. Every year this number goes down by 1, and every human who has reached that age vanishes in what is called the Gommage. Each year, an expedition of volunteers attempts to venture to the monolith to stop the painting and end the Gommage. Every expedition for the last 67 years has failed. Full of hope and fear, Expedition 33 sets sail. This is the story of Clair Obscur. Immediately after playing Clair Obscur in April, I knew it had an incredibly strong case for Game of the Year. I had literally never heard of it when I saw it on Game Pass, and honestly, it didn't immediately catch my eye. But for some reason, I decided to give it a go, and boy am I glad I did. You can immediately tell when a developer loves the medium and making video games. Sandfall Interactive poured their hearts and souls into this. Clair Obscur oozes creativity, passion, ingenuity, humor, and gravitas. This AA game absolutely blows just about every other AAA game out of the water. The writing, the voice and motion acting, the music, my god, the music is so freaking good. This is a game that makes you feel like you're hanging out with some old friends. It makes you laugh, it makes you cry, and it pits Expedition 33 against a seemingly insurmountable challenge. But you must persevere for those who come after. I truly believe Clair Obscur will bring about a positive change in the gaming industry. There is always a market for a finely crafted single-player experience. We don't need more loot boxes, more V-Bucks, more eShops. Not everything has to make all the money all the time. A game like this fills me with such joy, it gives me so much hope for the future. Tomorrow comes. And there you have it, my top 10 games of the year. If you made it to the end, thanks, you the real MVP. I'm sort of rebooting my incredibly tiny YouTube career, and I've got plans for lots of more content, including videos on Dispatch and Monster Hunter. So if you're interested in more, please subscribe, and let me know in the comments what your favorite games this year were. I certainly didn't play everything out there, and I'm always looking for new suggestions. I want to give a quick shout out to my favorite indie games that I played this year from the past for the first time. Proximate, Mouthwashing, Return of the Obra Dinn, and 1000 Times Resist. This stacked list would have been a heck of a lot harder to put together if those games came out this year. I'm also working on ranking every game I've ever played ever, and oh boy, let me tell you, that is not easy. Hopefully make videos on that this year. Maybe even stream a few of them. Who knows? Future's bright.